Hello. I know it's been quite a long time that I've done this. It honestly feels kind of awkward, kind of weird. I'm not still very sure how to make this video when it's been like so much time, and I did have some like trouble mentally coming back at everything that is video reviewing, just social media in general. As for my explanation of why I've been gone, some of you might know kind of it. I've posted some things on Twitter. Yeah, a lot of things that happened in my life. Sadly, not the best ones, and it was just mainly that I had a car crash, and well, I had to pay a lot of money, medical bills, car insurance, and all that. I don't want to get too much into detail, but just basically from there, a lot of other stuff happened that just kind of worst everything out. I was just grinding work and then not even gaming too much for like 2 months, and after that I came back to gaming, but even though I did try to record more videos, as by like I probably recorded around like 10 videos where I just didn't feel comfortable making them. Not comfortable with what came out of them either, they're all basically ready to be launched, but I'm not gonna be publishing them at any times because I feel like I can do better in those videos and better for the products and as for the brands what they serve in a video. And well, this is also a sorry from my side of like taking this such a long time to just come back, and some brands that send me out stuff that I feel like I left out because I didn't do what was my part of the deal. And yeah, so now I'm here back at it again. Hopefully as well we can continue to upload videos. I will do my best to at least get with all the products that I have stacked up. I have a shit ton of mouse pads and a couple more mice. I figured I will just do a roundup of mice for right now, which having my main mice that I've had for the last few months. And well, some of these were sent out for me. Actually, most of them were sent out to me, except for the Demon Slayer one and these two ones. But yeah, let's get going. From the title of this video, you guys might have already guessed what it's about with these four mice, and this just my four personal favorite claw grip mice that I've been using, like I said, recently in the past time. All of them have their flaws and also their pros and like what they're best at it. These are potentially not the best things out of the market, but definitely some very good mice that I would like to talk to you guys about. So let's get started. I want to get started with the Pulsar X2A or just the X2 shape. X2H comes in as well. All of those are such a good shape for me that I really like. I also have a review on them if you guys want to watch them. Not on the X2V2 and on the X2H, but I could include them. I got the X2H right now, and I have more recently stopped liking as much the X2H, or at least using. Same time, I was having a little bit of trouble with the hump on the medium size. This is the X2A mini, and it is definitely, I feel like, a better shape for me. And just in general, first thing out of the box that I really like and thought of when I opened this mouse, it was the fucking coating is just extremely good. I really like it. They have definitely a very good coating, as well as Lamzu with their coatings with like the Maya or the Thorn. And I don't want to talk also too much about the X2A like in detail because of the reviews I had, and it's basically the same stuff. Just with the main difference that it has two extra buttons on the right side. This guys is a ambidextrous mouse for people who do like left-handed. It is a symmetrical mouse, obviously. And these actually can be binded to something else on the software of Pulsar, which is very nice actually. I've been thinking about doing it because I've been like speed running a lot on recently, and just like extra buttons could come in handy. The button position for me, I freaking love it. I feel like the walls of the X2s are just the right height for me, and they're also just not very high in general, and like they're right in the middle of the sensor height. My bad. I haven't done this in a while, so like I'm not very used to talking too much in videos anymore. But also, obviously, these are all 4K compatible for the Sora. But you have to purchase a separate dongle for the 8K compatible version. I only have the 1K, sadly. Scroll wheel and side buttons on this one, like I said, very nice, very good. These side buttons are also magnetic, so like if I wanted to take them off, you can You take them off with whatever you find. You see, like right there. Actually, you can do this on the X2H and X2V2s. A lot of people don't know that. Where you can actually remove them. They're magnetic. And well, yeah, I believe in the box you get another um like two little caps that you can put in here so you don't press them accidentally. um I have taken them off because like on other games I would like feel uncomfortable with the side buttons. If you are not like a left-handed person, I just don't want those two extra buttons on either side. You can just take them off real quick and just, you know, be like a regular um ambi mouse. As for main clicks, they have been like totally nice and crisp. It's very spammable, light, and like, you know, the scroll wheel as well has been pretty nice, with the scroll wheel not being too hard to press down on and kind of tactile, not like the most tactile scroll wheel I've had or tried. And as for battery life, it's been like very very good. It's been like it's lasted me like I believe more than a week with 1K polling. You also have to purchase a 4K compatible dongle separately, obviously. And yeah, there's not much else that I can talk of. The PTFE skates are very very nice. Slow them, they're like very very slow and controlled. I know that this review might feel like kind of like, you know, biased or whatever, but it is at the end of the day what is my personal four favorite range of claw grip gaming mice. That these are still pretty good. I don't think they're bad in any way to where you shouldn't buy them. They're like they all deserve a spot if you like really want to go for them. And yeah, maybe the X28 just because of the design. Pulsar has very nice designs, very nice colors, very nice coating, just a lot of consistency. And I know they have also had a lot of QC issues, but I personally haven't experienced from the newer batches any of those QC issues, which are like very bad or is in general like unusable mice. Okay, the SORA V2, it is an extremely nice shape. With also some flaws, which I think is just the size was which they go in a little bit too much, and sometimes it's like kind of annoying. Like depending on the grip style, I feel like you do have to have a more forward grip with this mouse, because towards the back it is not as comfortable as I would like it to be. Same thing kind of happened with the first Sora for me. Yeah, it's just a little bit of balance for their shape that they needed, but it's still like a very, very nice shape that I really, really enjoy for the most part. And also just the weight, I believe, is like 39 grams, 38 grams, which is a very, very nice weight that you guys like know is just like in the sweet spot if you're like lower gaming mice weights. And just like they just clapped on Final Mouse with their ULX that just came out with shitty quality, and Ninjutsu just doing shit right. And I know they also had like some controversy on Twitter where they were having like infinite clicks. Them like on their part they said it was only just 10 mice that had that issue and that they were solved, and like, you know, those people got helped out. As for my unit, it's been absolutely perfect with perfect clicks and everything, no issues at all. And the two main complaints I have about this thing is just like the battery life and the coding. The coding, as for me, Sora has never had a really good coding. It is definitely, I feel like, improved maybe a little bit, but I still feel like it could be a lot more improved, especially when going from like something as for Lamzu or Pulsar with a very very nice coding coming to like a ninjutsu Sora. It really hits you hard. That's why I have some grip shape on, because at the end like I just couldn't play, especially like if I want to do like a high intensity stuff as for like aim training or like playing Apex Legends or Valorant, where I have to like consistently be moving my mouse. And yeah, we kind of feel like it's like slipping out of my hand. Not too much though. If you can control your mouse, your like grip style enough, you should be fine. But it definitely has a worse coding than some other mice out there. And also the scroll wheel is a little bit less tactile than on the Pulsar miles. But for the button positioning is also kind of similar, maybe a little bit towards the D front, but like not too much if you have medium sized hands. Mine's are, I believe, 18 by 10, so not too big of a hands, just like average medium sized hands, I would say. People with small hands, my bad, could definitely enjoy this mouse. I don't know about in the larger side of hands, because the hump is like definitely not very high, so like I don't know how a person with a bigger hand shape would feel like holding this mouse, maybe with like a more aggressive kind of grip. But definitely I think it is very enjoyable overall. It's also they have the web-based software, which is very very nice. Good. As for the stock skates, I think they're not very good. So you switch them out, but I don't think it's like definitely like totally necessary. I really really wanted to switch them out. I just wanted something with more control and just more smoothness. And yeah, so these are gonna be some Omron opticals which feel very very nice. They are definitely a little bit more pingy, and I definitely noticed that when having other optical mice. um but whenever playing, I feel like you get used to it very quickly and you don't notice it at the end of the day. And it also goes from the same price as the Pulsar, which is $99, which is a fair price. You sadly that they sell you the 4K and the 8K doling, I mean 8K polling rate dongles separately, which kind of sucks. You could just get them in the package really if they really wanted to. But as for two high-end gaming mice, I think it's just fair and pretty average price. You are definitely gonna like this if you just get some grip tape they have like laying around. It doesn't even have to be like very good grip tape. I remember the first grip tape I had on these were like kind of shit, but it just worked out. You just need like a little bit more of grip so you can have a better experience on it. Other than that, the side buttons as well have been very very responsive. A little bit heavy if anything. I would say on the main clicks, basically no pre-travel, and a little bit of post-travel with the Pulsar X2A. Just Pulsar mice in general. Little bit, very tiny amount of pre and post travel. And now getting to one of my favorite mice out there, in general, which is the Helios 2 Pro. Is 4K compatible. Again, this is the 4K compatible version. The Helios 2 is just 1K. This mouse comes like at $85, I believe, for the 4K compatible version, and 75 for the 1K, which is pretty insane. I know there's definitely like cheaper mice out there, but for the quality of this one, it is definitely very very good. Just with Fantech doing their stuff so well as they do, it's just a very very nice mouse to have if you like need a better like budget friendly option. Like it sounds not too high of a difference when you think about $20, but those $20 can really make it. And yeah, this shape, it is kind of different. It has a bigger flare, and it's also like a lot heavier. I can't remember the weight out of the top of my mind, but I would say it's like 55 grams around. So yeah, so it is gonna be a 55 grams on weight. But it does feel kind of heavier, like in hand, just because it's a little bit more chunky. And you feel your hand more feel overall, and it feels heavier, but it is not heavier than the Pulsar X2. Like it's like basically the same weight. And yeah, it definitely feels like a lot different in hand from the X2A. Like it is pretty heavy, but this is like if I want something to fill up my hand and I kind of want like a experience where it's like closer to an ergo shape, um, it would definitely, it's not the same experience, but yeah, like if I want something that is gonna fill up my hand a lot more and I want like more control as for like tracking, let's say, I definitely always go for the Helios 2 Pro, because if you like just locked in with that flare and the size being a lot more flatter, and like especially towards the front, than the SORA V2, and just a bigger shape, that I can feel like it's better for tracking, just because on tracking I would like to use like most of my hand and not use my fingers, which I feel like is the better grip I can use with the SORA for fingertip. And just I don't know, I feel like I just add more control on my fingers with the SORA, and with the Helios 2 Pro I can just use my whole hand, and that is something that is on me. I could also like fingertip grip it, because it doesn't give me that much range of motion, I just definitely like feels a lot more comfortable to use my whole hand when I move it, and just for tracking it, just like very very great in that sense, in my opinion. Insane quality, never had an issue, no flexing, no breaking or anything. Also no issues with the clicks. These are gonna be TTC gold opticals, which feels so nice. And as for like any TTC gold enjoyer, the optical version is just basically improved in every way. They are like a little bit heavier and still kind of clicky, not too noisy like for example in the Lamzu or the GPX2. But still pretty good. Also, like basically no pre and post travel, just a very slight amount, which again is not gonna be noticeable at all during gameplays. And the scroll wheel, it is definitely feels like a less premium kind of scroll wheel. It is a lot more tactile. I still think it's not a bad scroll wheel. It's just that it's just a worse kind of scroll wheel compared to the other brands. It is definitely a lot more heavier to click on compared to the other two, especially on the Sora, that is a lot lighter than even on the X2A. But yeah, some things that could also be improved about this mouse is just mainly the coating, which I believe they are gonna come out with their Helios 2 Pro S, something like that, which would have a from what they say, a much better coating. Which I really hope so, because this is always or just Fantech in general and area, they do some budget friendly mice that are so good in general, that definitely deserve to be like the best budget mouse or mice out there. And yeah, like let's say if this wasn't the 4K version and you just wanted the 1K version, $75 for this quality is just definitely very good. And battery life has also been insane. I've used it, like I said, mostly on 1K. On 4K I've used it as well. I would say it takes you like 4 days or like 3 days in 4K polling rate use, which is not too bad, but I would say like basically pretty average for in like most of 4K mice. But I know like, and also about the skates, the default skates that it has, they are gonna be a little bit faster, which again I think it makes it an amazing mouse for tracking. As for me, I can't remember the dimensions out the top of my head, but it should be like something around like once. Yeah, I just checked the dimensions right now just to be sure, but it is pretty average in general. It's just gonna be 100 or 120 millimeters long, 64 on the widest part, which is kind of wide. But like again, I said this is what I like about the mouse, because it just feels so much like it just fills up your hand very nicely with that flare on the back, and not too much of a high hump. Actually, I would say kind of low, more towards the back, which makes it just great for palm and claw grip, which is mainly what I use on this mouse. A very just nice shape in general that I feel like most people could enjoy. Definitely, maybe not in the smaller hands area. Actually, like in comparison to the other twos, with the mini and the Sora V2 shapes of Pulsar and Ninjutsu. If you are more of a budget friendly person, this, like I would say, definitely it is for you. I think even if you have like a like unlimited budget, it is still a mouse worthy of trying, which is very nice, because some gaming mice that are like budget friendly, let's say for example like Dharma Shark brand, because they can definitely get some better stuff, but this is one of the budget mice that you can still definitely try out and even love more than some of the higher end gaming mice out there. And lastly, we are going the Fanatic edition of the Lamsu THORN, in ergo shaped mouse, pretty controversial one, because it was like very light at the time, which was I believe 55 or 52 grams. Yeah, it is gonna be like 52 grams, kind of ranging from that to 55, which is pretty nice weight actually for a ergo mouse, because they're just usually a lot in the heavier side, which is like around 60 grams at least, something like that. And yeah, this is a not very long one as well as for like the EC1 or like the EC2, for example, um, from Zowie. I feel like it is a lot of a shorter shape, and just the shape in general, like it feels like it is smaller in hand, and just kind of like if it feels like small mouse in your hand. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain when you haven't done reviews in like so long. And yeah, I feel like it definitely allows you for a claw grip, which not all of the gaming ergo mice allow you to do so, but this one have like a much more flatter side on the right, and the flare on the right side not being like extremely big, not too harsh on your thumb. It just definitely feels better for me in palm or claw grip, which is again mainly what I use for in these mouse, as well as the like Fantech Helios Pro. This is another mouse that I use mainly and like solely for tracking games. Do it is also gonna be another optical switches. Now that I think about it, I think like all of these are optical, which is kind of crazy. Oh, something I had to do comment on the Sora V2. Now that I remember, it has some kind of a slight slam click. It's something that I experienced and kind of pissed me off, and I was having an issue with. But other than that, I haven't really noticed it. in a while. Now that I think about it, it did happen to me like 2 weeks ago. But just in, like in the type of way you play, you could get that, and yeah, it's kind of definitely annoying. Back to the Lamzu. It is another shape that is gonna fill up your hand very very nice, like the Helios 2 Pro, and well, it is obviously because it's an ergo shape. 52 grams. Once again, these skates are amazing. They are pretty fast, very nice and enjoyable. As for Lamzu, they just do some incredible gaming skates. The side buttons, I feel like on the Thorn, they're definitely a little bit higher than I would like them to be, and they are at least what I'm used to. Like I do have to come out with my thumb a lot to come out and grip it, and it kind of makes me feel like I lose grip of my mouse, at least in the way that I grip it. If you have like maybe a more lifted grip, then you probably won't have an issue. But I have like a grip from like the very bottom of the mouse, and you're just coming all the way back up here. It does feel a little bit more uncomfortable for me. Also, another thing that I sadly have to comment about this mouse, oh my god, sorry, and that it came in with rattling. You can't really hear it, and I feel like it is that the battery being loose. Yeah, I can see it from here. My battery came in loose, so you just have some rattling, except when it gets stuck inside the mouse. But yeah, this mouse was sent out to me by Scully and from Fanatic Gear, and yeah, kind of sad to have rattling on this such a beautiful mouse, and also like an exclusive edition or like just limited edition. But yeah, just for like QC issues, yeah, definitely something that it shouldn't be happening and game like that, but something that does happen. I've seen it even happen on the Viper Mini Signature Edition, which is a $300 mouse. This is just a $100 mouse. Other than that, I don't think I've had many more issues. The pre and post travel on the both main switches are very nice. The side buttons, I feel like they are also a little bit heavier, but not a complaint for me at all. I'm not a heavy user of the scroll wheel. I mean, of the side buttons. And the scroll wheel, it is also gonna be a little bit towards the heavier side, not as much as on the Helios 2 Pro. Coating has also been pretty good. I feel like it is worse though than, for example, in the Lamzu Maya on the red version. This one has like an insane coating. And this has a good coating, not as good, because I still feel like my hands kind of slipping off. And this one, I don't even have my hand warm, and it's like a lot better. So maybe you have a better experience on the black or white version. The Lamzu Thorn probably more on the black version. Except for this Pulsar, all these were sent out to me by the brands. This one by LethalGamingGear. Thank them so much. They have supported me in the past as well a lot. This was sent out to me by Ninjutsu, and like I said, this one has been sent out for me from Escaldi and Fanatic Gear. I feel like, or like at least I tried to not make this like a very biased video or review, but these have generally become some of or just my favorite range of gaming mice for claw grip. You can definitely benefit more as from tech FPS and fast-paced gaming like Apex, Valorant, Counter-Strike, and two on the more control and tracking side of games as for like the finals or Overwatch and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like I brought a very nice range of gaming mice. As for three high end, this is pretty much high end. It has basically the same specs, but it's just a more budget friendly is what I mean price. These are ranging from $100 and just these at 75 at the slowest for the 1K compatible version, but 85 for the 4K compatible version, which is like still $10 to $20 difference on price on all of them. And yeah, you can check all of these mice out there. Hopefully we are also back at the videos again. Hopefully you guys liked it, and yeah, thank you so much for your time. And if you guys want me to explain a lot more about what happened with all of my stuff in my life, I could put out some posts out there, and I might do so actually. I just like as a sorry post basically. But yeah, see you guys the next time.